Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Faceroll Faction podcast, the podcast where we talk about video games. Very interesting topics, right?
Yeah.
Joining me tonight, I have my fellow cohorts, J. Kyle37 and Irving Moonbear. We call him Moonbear sometimes. Sometimes we call him Irving. How you doing? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Kent. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Ready to talk about some games. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah. So
Generally is.
Now, Kent, we had an interesting discussion about one of the games you had been playing earlier today. A little off the beaten path with a Pokemon for mobile.
Oh, yes. The Pokemon Shuffle game. Which I was thinking, I think it might actually be ported from the DS or the 3DS. Pokemon Shuffle is what it's called.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. So it's like a regular Pokemon game. You go in, you're a trainer, you try to catch Pokemon, you battle them. But the way that you do it, the battle system is all in a match 3. It's kind of like Bejeweled, where you take there's like a grid. It's like a 5x5 grid, and you go and you try to match 3 things in a row, and then that'll clear that section, and then you try to clear it all out in a certain number of moves.
Irv, you look so interested.
I'm puzzled.
You ever played Bejeweled before?
I've played Bejeweled, but like I'm just seeing these Pikachu heads, like trying to get all these Pikachu heads in a line and like
that's
throwing
exactly
a dart at them and they
what
all
it
pop. And I'm just like, that sounds like animal cruelty.
Well, PETA would argue that Pokemon is animal cruelty just right off the bat.
I mean, like, I'm okay with some other things, but that one actually, like, I was just like, whoa, you're attacking my childhood here. 1, you're wrong. 2, you're kind of right. 3, you're really wrong. Don't do that.
So they have announced a Pokemon game for mobile that has gotten people pretty excited.
Oh yeah, the
Pokemon Go.
Yep. So
which I think I've said that I think will not be like everyone's just like, oh yeah, I'll run to random people playing Pokemon. No, you won't.
Well, you will,
do
but it's still like the introverts will be introverts and the extroverts will be extroverts, and when it comes down to it, I find it funny. This is one of my funny things. So, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. No. Even before that, like every generation, the Pokemon Company has gotten like more and more steps to like trying to get you to go outside. Like first with Diamond and Pearl, like when you're around people, when you take steps, you got like something for that. Plus, there was a hidden base feature where if you were with people that were like nearby you,
that was Ruby and Sapphire.
Ruby and Sapphire had that, but with the 3DS, it added more like.
The underground.
Yeah, proximity functionality to that.
Kyle, you're forgetting one step. Pokemon Red and Blue, trading Pokemon.
Yeah, okay, so there's the first one. they want you to kind of get out and play with friends. And then they kind of get it more like, go out and meet new people. Then Soul Silver, they give you an actual pedometer. I was like, hey, no, really, walk around. And they just
the Pokemiles and shit. That was a thing.
And then now finally they're just like, okay, no, really, go outside. They really want you to do some moving and shaking outside of your bedrooms.
Which is funny because my DS is literally sitting on like my bedstand. Like that, it's my like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep soon, but I'm not exactly tired yet. Activity.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go to sleep soon. TM.
Yes.
Yeah, like Blizzard will release ghosts before I fall asleep half the time.
Gosh. Why do you bring up like these bad memories?
Starcraft Ghost?
Starcraft Ghost, yeah. I forget what I ended up using that $5 that I had set aside at GameStop for. I think I spent it on like World of Warcraft or something.
But anyway, the thing with Pokemon Shuffle, that it's a mobile app, so of course they're going to try to gouge you with the microtransactions and everything. So based on how well you do in your match 3 game, that's how likely you are to catch the Pokemon. It gives you like a percent chance. And the farther you go into it, no matter how well you do, no matter how many moves left you have, it's like, you have a 37% chance. But if you pay us this amount of money, you can have a Master Ball and you can catch that Pokemon every single time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't need that Pokemon that much.
Well, the sad thing is, with those offshoot Pokemon games, you're going to see a large number of the younger audience that play it. And they're very susceptible to that. So I kind of see it as an underhanded.
Well, how are like younger people like they don't have credit cards? They ain't paying for shit.
No, but they're playing on their mom's phone, which is connected to their Google Plus or their iTunes account.
Which, if they're smart parents,
yeah.
they don't connect their credit card to
And
it.
there is more of an awareness of that, like putting passwords and
Right.
such things on that. But still, like,
But anyway,
forgot
that is their
that that's
business
a thing.
model, and I don't like it. But they have to make money
See,
somehow.
when I was a kid, you didn't have phones with your fucking credit card
Right?
attached. Jeez.
scary sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, even I am totally afraid of like having my I don't access my bank app on my phone unless I'm at home and like on a secure Wi-Fi connection.
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
totally afraid of doing that, which makes no sense because it is fine.
Well, to
I'm
be
pretty
fair,
sure.
the banks have done a fantastic job with some of those, but I don't know that I mean, Sony got hacked.
Yeah,
Google
exactly.
hasn't been hacked yet, but that would be pretty
Yet.
substantial
I don't
if it
think
were to
there
happen.
might have been. I don't know. A lot of people have been hacked, and I'm just, like I don't like. I remember I used to have my information stored at Riot, and
Yep.
then they got hacked, and I was like, nope, not happening.
Yeah.
Never again. I just memorized my credit card number, which is probably worse.
And then what else were you playing this weekend?
Kind of along the same line, but no, not at all. Actually, another game I was playing, a fun one, is Speedrunners, which I think up to recently, I don't know if it's still on sale. It was on sale for the weekend deal, I believe. But it's essentially like a small racing game. I don't know if either of you have played Speedrunners or if you know anything about it. So it's like a small course
Sounds fast.
that you run through. Yeah, you run through. There's 4 different players. It's multiplayer. You try to get through as fast as you can, and it just like goes on loop. And the thing is if you fall off the screen, you die. And then as you go on longer and longer, the screen will get smaller and smaller. And so you have to be on top of your game. You have to know exactly what you're doing, and you have to do it better than everyone else. So it sounds
Hashtag every game ever.
well. It's pretty fun. Like it was in early access until just recently. I popped on because I noticed that they had a single player, which is so far is the lamest story I've ever seen. It's just like, hey, this guy set a bomb. You need to go get through this course to defuse it in this amount of time.
Mhm.
That's
Go,
about
go,
that's
go.
every single level. Is he set off another bomb. He has another bomb.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I know, right? It's pretty crap.
Now, is it procedurally generated or is it the same layout?
It's the same
every time?
layout. It's the same layout. The challenge
So
is that
repetition will make it easier.
in a sense, but you're stumbling over each other, and the screen, like the actual physical screen, is getting like smaller. Like it's all like blacking out and getting smaller. So your margin for error is getting less and less as you go on.
Yeah.
And there's like wall jumps you have to do that you can get tricked into, or like into not doing correctly, and there's a couple of like little nuances that you have to do. It's pretty fun. Like I recommend it. It's fun to play.
All right.
But that's
Pretty deep in your backlog then, yeah.
yeah, getting my backlog in. Another game I was playing, I popped into PlanetSide 2. I don't know if you guys have had any experience with PlanetSide 2.
I've heard of it.
I have heard of it too. I actually have not played it.
It is a MMO FPS. It's not Destiny. So
Yeah.
I'd heard of
I've
it too.
heard that
I downloaded it because I was getting the itch for FPS, and I'm like, oh, I'll try it out. And I get in there. I was expecting kind of like an MMO RPG, almost like an MMO RPG FPS kind of style. There's no story. You get in there, you get on the planet, and you fight.
Yeah, it does kind of look very a little bit Halo, a
Yeah.
little bit Destiny.
Which is fine. Like it wasn't what I was expecting at all. So I was just like, what's going on here? I was kind of shell shocked. But like there was no story. They just kind of were just like, here's 3 factions, pick one, and you can pick a different class within the faction, and here you go.
You know, that's kind of the direction that the industry is going these days. Is we're like, we're going to put minimal effort into the single player or to the story because you're going to be playing multiplayer all day, every day anyway.
Yeah, the multiplayer is where most
That's
games are.
been true since Halo 3.
Yeah.
Halo
exactly.
3 was like the last, in my
Arguably
opinion,
Halo 2.
story-driven.
Well,
and even that
I
one
mean,
had
they
very
put a
big
lot of effort into Halo
multiplayer.
2's story, but that's kind of when things got popular with Call of Duty, the first one, the Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
that really turned things as well.
Well, and there's been all kinds of polls and studies where people are saying, I don't like the campaign. I like going through I buy this game just for the multiplayer experience.
It's while I don't have any problems with that mentality, it's kind of turning it into its own genre, because we're still seeing games with good, rich story. We're still getting Dragon Age, and games of that nature, but at the same time, the days of the best of both worlds are kind of nearing an end.
Yeah. So, what is your problem with that mentality, Irv? I'm just curious about that.
I like story. I mean, I play video games because they're like a form of entertainment, like books or movies you do. Like, I like the story in all them. That's why I play them.
I think a lot of the excuse
there's there's a small selection of games I play not for their story. Very small.
Yeah, well, I think that the excuse that a lot of these players will give you is that the stories are getting, like, the single player campaigns are getting worse and worse. Like, the story sucks on a lot of these FPS campaigns, and so they'd rather just do multiplayer.
So is that the story sucks because they didn't put as many resources into developing it as opposed to the multiplayer, or is it people are losing interest in the single player because multiplayer is better? It's kind of chicken or egg right there.
It could be that they spend less time on it, but I mean, that just seems to be their kind of. My wife's distracting me right now. That just seems to be their excuse. Is that the story sucks, so I just play the multiplayer. I also played Shadow of Mordor,
which is fantastic. I actually played that this week as well.
It's a fun game with the Nemesis system. Hi, wife.
It is really, it's very easy to slip into that game. You can kind of just pop in. Yes, there's a very elaborate sit with a Nemesis system, and you can like plan out your gameplay, hours in advance, or you can just pop in, kill orcs, and be like, oh, here's this dude. I'm gonna kill him. Oh wait, I can't. I can only kill him with combos or whatever. He's immune to this stuff, and it was very easy for me to slip in.
Have you played it before, Irv? Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, actually, I own it. I've only played a little bit of it. I like Assassin's Creed. I like the first Assassin's Creed the most, which is arguably the most simplistic. I guess that means about me whatever you want it to mean. But I like Shadows of Mordor. I thought at times it was a little needlessly complicated because I just wanted to jump around as a stealthy Lord of the Rings character and fight stuff. I really liked though the lore bits. I liked digging around and finding those. So instead of doing any of my story, I just went from point to point to point.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be the first game that I tried 100% because there's so many interesting tidbits that you can go collect and everything. Mm-hmm. It's pretty great.
Just the bits.
Just the bits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dark Souls is very good about that as well. Where if you read item descriptions, it has a lot of really cool lore in there, and I love that aspect where you can unlock the little lore bits. Like you'll find a plant and it'll be like, this is the herb that saved the old king or something like that, or it'll give you a little bit of story in Tolkien's universe as to what you're looking at, which is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. The last game that I want to talk about today, for my part, I played a lot of games this week, is Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Have either of you heard of that game before?
Ew.
It's great. It's kind of like a, I don't know if I want to call it an indie. Maybe it is an indie game, but it's
definitely indie. Yeah.
It's like a very story focused game. You go through, tells its story through just there's no dialogue in it. There's just grunts. They just grunt at you. Mm-hmm. But it tells the story through visuals and through the gameplay. The gameplay is very interesting. You have two characters. They're the two brothers. They're the main characters, and you control each one with one of the control sticks on a controller. You need a controller to play this game. Mm-hmm. And you go through and you solve puzzles and things with both brothers with these two control schemes. It's super interesting, and there's an action button for each one too. The two shoulder buttons are the action buttons.
This game, it looks pretty well done. It's graphics wise, it doesn't look all that much like an indie game.
It's a beautiful game, and it's very powerful. It's kind of short. I've heard that it's it's on the short side. I haven't finished it yet, but it's very fun, very powerful to go through it. I highly recommend it. It's only like $15 or $20, I think, to get it on Steam.
Yeah, it's $15, and out of the 17,000 reviews, 95% of them are positive. And if there's one thing I've learned looking at Steam reviews recently is they are not gratuitous when it comes to reviewing games.
The thing about
Steam users are brutal.
The thing about any kind of review is that the only people that are going to review it is people that really love it or people that really hate it.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
So it's like
and the people that hate it really
the thing is like there's very little like middle of the road people. Like there's a lot of 1 stars and a lot of 5 stars and not a whole lot of like 2, 3, and 4 stars.
Exactly.
So the thing that I'd
it's
like
not
to
always that way.
Well, it's not always that way, but a lot of times it is. But like the thing that I like to do is I like to go see like how many people actually decided to go on and vote it, and how did they vote. You know, if it's overwhelmingly negative, I probably shouldn't get the product.
Yeah.
But
I've never looked at reviews before buying a game, which I don't think, like, I can't think of too many games where it's just like, oh, I fucking hate this game, I should have looked at a review.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, I get games based on recommendations from people. I don't really read the reviews. Like, if it looks cool, I'll get it. But I was talking mostly about reviews whenever I'm buying like physical product online. That's the strategy I use.
Mm-hmm.
But
I almost always look at reviews and then watch videos and then watch people stream. I do a lot of research before I pull the trigger. Unless it's like 80% off on Steam, then I will just buy it. And it's like
that's where most of my backlog came from.
I've seen this game before. I like the cover art. It's $5. Done.
Yeah.
Actually, Kyle buys me most of my games, probably.
You have to play this game. I'll buy it for you.
To be fair, most of the games I've bought you haven't really liked. I think H1Z1 is the only one that you've enjoyed.
DayZ. We like DayZ.
We did like DayZ. We were heartbroken by DayZ. That more than anything. We had good times on DayZ.
Yeah.
If ever we have an extra spare 2 hours to find each other, maybe we can play it for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Right. We still need to play Guns of Icarus, though. Have you bought that yet, Kyle?
We do.
No, it'll happen. I think it'll happen maybe right now.
Kyle,
like
I'll
$10
knock $1 million off your debt.
I will buy this very moment for that. Oh, I have some credits to pay you. So speaking of my debt, so
moving right along. Segue. Nice segue.
So another game we've been playing is Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now, I absolutely love that game. We've talked about it before in our MMO segment. Very highly reviewed by the three of us. There's 2 reasons I'm playing it this week. Number 1 is I just resubbed. There's a new expansion coming out, and they're doing a special event where whenever you play class missions, you get 12 times the normal experience that you would get from playing.
This is only when you're subbed, correct?
When you have a subscription, that's correct.
Yeah.
So if you do nothing but your class's storyline, you get an insane amount of experience. I have gotten essentially a level every quest early on.
That's about how it works, and it continues that way because it scales up with your level. You can level entirely to 51 if you do just your class quest. If you do some of the side missions, you can actually get up to 55 when finishing your class mission. But there are other ways to get to 55. I've done it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Between dungeons and space battles and PvP.
No, just continuing other like planet storylines. Like if you do Ilum after your class storyline, which is like it was the original end game, it counts as class mission experience, and you level super fast through that. So it works.
Yeah, they're trying to get everyone up to experience this new content, which I think is fantastic. And it has kind of gotten me into like, hey, I don't have to drag along. It's not going to take me 60 hours to get this guy to max level. It's going to take me 1/12 that time.
Why it would take you 60 hours? Jeez.
Because I'm slow and I stop to smell the roses, Irv, okay?
He does every
you
single
stop
side
to grow some roses.
Yes, I do. And then I'll do professions. And it has caused me physical pain to pass up nodes and not harvest the minerals and bioanalysis. I know you make that face, but I really like professions. I like gathering. It's one of my favorite things about MMOs. Okay.
I just send my crew on it. I'm just like, hey guys, go fetch things.
is a couple months ago, I got into a mode where I felt like I really needed to buy some cosmetic gear. My Barbie was not pretty enough, and I needed several million credits to make my Barbie pretty. And so I said, Irv, you have millions and millions of credits. Can I borrow a couple million credits to make my Barbie pretty? And he said, sure, of course. Meanwhile, he's just like,
You know what? You get me to play games all
I
the
do.
time,
You are
so I
correct.
don't feel
So,
like no regret at all for
no.
this.
And
You know,
I mean,
you're just
I
like,
hold
"Hey,
no,
Irv, come
I,
back to WoW,"
I
and I'm
hold
just
no
like,
malice.
I've left WoW, Kyle. The addiction is gone."
Yeah, and then
And
I did the thing.
and now I'm, you know, slapping the veins on my arm and raiding.
Rating
It's your
hardcore.
fault.
Yes.
But hey, you're doing fantastic. You're breaking
It's
records. You are a leader among men. Anyway, so that's why I've been playing Star Wars, and it's fantastic. Now, Irv, I actually haven't done that much research. I've seen the cinematic. I've kind of skimmed over what they're going to be changing with this new expansion. It drops for subscribers on the 15th and non-subscribers
20th.
on the 20th.
20th for
Gotcha.
non-subscribe or for subscribers, and 27th for non-subs.
So tell us a little bit about what's new. What can we expect when this expansion drops?
Oh goodness. Well, they're gonna have a level like a character boost. You can buy a level 60 character. The cap is now 65, so you level through the new experience from 60 to 65. So you're able to jump right into the story.
Very cool.
They are removing all of the base stats. So in other games where you have things like dexterity, agility, strength, intellect, this game you have cunning, willpower, aim, and strength. They are removing all those and rolling them into one stat, which they have named Mastery. And Mastery, basically, it gives you the bonuses of what your stat would normally give. So you only need to have like one set of DPS gear, which you'll have, Mastery on it, and then whatever secondaries are best for the DPS classes you play, and then one set of healer gear, one set of tank gear, and you can use legacy gear to send that between all your characters. So they're kind of shortening raider progression. But it's nice for everyone else. You don't have to see Jedi Knights who use strength running around wearing willpower gear, which I have seen, and it has annoyed me every single time.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's a bit of like a major efficiency thing, but at the same time, it could be like cutting some corners and dumbing it down a little too much. I don't think it'll be that bad. What else is there? They're changing how companions work. Companions no longer have gear associated with them. Their power level is dependent on your level and how much your companion likes you, your influence with your companion, which is the same as their affection rating. Right
Really?
now.
So
Nice. I like that.
that actually is really nice. Now, can you still deck out your companion cosmetically?
Yep, you can still change how your companion looks cosmetically, except for droids. You can still buy the things to change droid appearance. But
Yeah.
like
Well,
you
you've
can't
never
put
been
new
able to
gear.
like change the way a droid looks. So
Yeah.
that's par for the course.
So I'll still be able to put this awesome Republic assault droid thing on HK-51 and be like, ha ha ha,
And I will
meatbags
still be
die.
able to have the Republic Dancer's outfit on Alara. So
I think so, yeah. I don't.
That's all
Yeah.
Kyle cares about. Is how pretty his character looks. His companion.
Speaking of troopers, though, I recently found out on my Alara was the Karaga hat, which maybe we'll link in the description when we put up the video.
Yeah.
But it's this really stupid-looking bell hat, and I was just like, "Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna use this for so many stupid sets." I'll have to show it to you sometime, Kyle.
That
It's the
actually
most
is
hilarious
exciting, and
thing.
we'll put a picture of it in there.
Yep. It's absolutely
That's
hilarious. Maybe
awesome.
we'll put it
So
in there.
I'm actually the stat change. I think is fantastic. That's pretty. WoW did something similar, not quite what they're doing here, but I think on the one hand it will make it a lot more easier for players to get in and less worry about like, oh, I like this gear that dropped. It's my kind of heavy armor, but it's got the wrong stat for me, so I can't use it.
Yeah, well, they recently changed almost all armor to adaptive, so it went to your highest possible armor level.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be easier. You won't have to worry about having like the wrong primary stat. There'll still be secondaries to kind of balance.
Which is where the skill level comes in. And players don't want to min max. They can take out those augments or those aspects
Mods and
Yeah, the mods,
enhancements.
enhancements, and they can customize those themselves. And wherein players that don't want to have to worry about that, they have less to worry about. They can just get to playing the game, which is when it comes down to MMO players, that's what we want to do is we want to play the game. We want to play the aspect that we enjoy. And some people enjoy that min-maxing, some people enjoy the gear hunt, but I would say that's kind of a minority when it comes like as far as like those hardcore raiders go.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I am the minority, so I guess like I can't speak. All the people I know are the minority, so it's awkward.
I think that does say something to where you can go into a game and you can just play it. You don't have to set like a billion things up, or like you don't have to worry about the most efficient way of doing something. You can just go in there, you can just play it. But at the same time, like I still like that those games exist and that exists within MMOs and stuff. Is like, you know, if I want to say if I want to min max with my LFR gear, I can do that to the best of my ability. I mean, Irv's smiling and he's,
No, he's cringing because you said LFR gear.
well, you know, I'm
That's
a casual, but I can
revilement.
still try to min max as much as I can with you know what I have. And
Well, you know, sometimes when we play a game, sometimes we pop on WoW because, you know, we're doing it once or twice a week just to kind of keep in touch with what's going on because we're playing Heroes of the Storm this week. That's what we're into. And other times we're like, you know what, I'm really into World of Warcraft. You know, I'm going to spend my entire month playing this game. I've got some extra time I can put aside towards making my character as effective as possible. And it really helps when we have that option to go both ways.
So are you?
You don't go
are you
silent after I say
advocating
I go both ways.
bisexuality?
Like, that's not okay, you guys.
I was just letting it
Yeah,
sink
the
in.
assholes.
I'm letting nature take its course.
Right now, you're letting it take its course right now,
Oh.
Irv.
Oh, I mean with Kyle. Like I'm just he's doing his thing.
Oh, I see. So you're doing it with Kyle.
That's not.
Are you paying me?
I am not.
Oh,
I don't owe you that much.
that's true.
Okay.
Or I don't owe you that much.
You couldn't afford
goats.
Kyle.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Ken. There we go.
Oh
Man.
my goodness.
So now the storyline, I think, is a little bit interesting. It's the Fallen Empire. Is that what they're calling it?
The expansion is called Knights of the Fallen Empire, and the main enemy is this Eternal Empire, which was created by the main bad guy of the universe, which I'm not going to spoil for anyone who might be interested in the game. But yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. Like, evil guy creates an empire, tries to take over the galaxy. You're given the choice to fight him or kneel and join him.
Really? So you are given that choice?
Yes.
That is fascinating.
And you'll have to tune in for more and see the story development.
See, that's fascinating because that's always been I'm seen as the challenge between the Republic and the Empire. Is those are age-old enemies. That's a classic fight between the two. Just like with the Alliance and the Horde, it's always been a challenge. Like, we need to come up with a third party that for some reason both of these entities want to take out as a threat, which World of Warcraft has done famously. Old Republic has done very well, even bringing back some classic enemies in other expansions. But this I think is an amazing, and then adding on to it that you can choose to join this enemy faction. That is very interesting.
We'll see how that goes. I am reserved. I'm curious.
Yeah, understandably so.
I will be.
And I also actually have a little bit of insider information on how the story goes. So
I'm going to ask you for that later. We're not going to talk about it here.
Yeah, not going to talk about it here.
Because spoilers. But that is fantastic. And so that drops here in 15 days for subscribers.
Yeah, 15 days for subscribers, and what is that? 23 or 22 for non-subscribers? No, geez, 12.
Let's just say 2 or 3 weeks.
I can't do math.
At least
22.
2, yeah.
Excuse me, my bad.
What not?
2 weeks for
Jeez.
subscribers, 3 weeks for non-subscribers. We'll just say
Math's
that.
hard, folks.
Math is hard,
And,
especially
and
when
Irv is a scientist, so math is always hard.
he's a chemist, damn it.
Yeah,
So
But
that's what I'm
anyway.
looking forward to. Ken?
me too. I am so excited. I've been binging Star Wars this entire weekend. Like, I have max levels of every class.
Very
That's
nice.
not a joke.
I will be working on my Star Wars. I just recently resubbed to it so I can get my early access and get my mount. Dang it, I need my mount.
Yeah, that mount does look kind of cool. I'm sad I missed out on the companion.
Yeah.
I don't know
really
when I
sad
get the
about that.
companion. I don't know when I get any of the rewards. I'm just like, well, I've been
Probably
subbed
when
all
the-
these months.
probably when
I've
the
been
X-Pack
subbed
drops.
since they announced the expansion, like last March when I was in Kyle's house. I
You know
subbed.
Right? Yeah,
how
oh,
they
that
did it,
right.
how,
That's what
how they did it with the Hut Cartel was they didn't give it to you until the expansion dropped for you. So if you're a subscriber, you'll get it during the early access.
It's been so long since I've like been through an expansion in that game. I've forgotten.
Yeah. But is that gonna do it? Is that everything we have to talk about today?
Yeah, I think that's good for this week.
Awesome. Well, before we go, we're gonna shill our channel to you because we like you to go watch our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, what's coming up on the channel for you?
I will be doing a vlog later this week where I talk about a lot of the games I play, strategies, the ways I prepare when I want to play some RuneScape, Minecraft, Old Republic, Heroes of the Storm, or whatnot.
And,
And
do you know when that's gonna go live?
That will go live Monday, next Monday.
Great, because
That's my day.
we have a schedule.
We have a schedule, yes. My day
But
is
anyway, is there anything else coming up for you, Kyle? A couple weeks maybe or anything? Anything to tease?
just all the ladies.
All right, Herb, what's coming up on the channel for you?
Not a whole lot. Just continuing the weekly Down to Earth with Moonbear, the playthroughs. I might substitute this weekend's one with a Retribution Paladin guide for World of Warcraft, or I might do a Star Wars guide because there are no guides for DPS in that game
Oh, it's awful. It's so hard
for
to
some
find.
reason.
But
Probably gonna do Retribution Paladin because I can do that in my sleep.
there you go, and that'll come out on Saturday, correct?
Yeah, Saturdays.
Usually Saturdays.
Always Saturdays.
As for myself, I will be continuing to post my Octodad videos. Those will be going up every other week, and this Thursday is going to be when I'm going to be posting my my backlog video. I'm going to go through Fear, the first few minutes of Fear, and I'm going to be scared out of my mind because I don't like scary games.
The beginning of that game actually has a really great jump scare. Like I love the beginning of Fear 1. It's fantastic.
I think I played it a while ago, and I went through like the first 5 minutes and was like, nope, nope, nope. But I'm gonna do it for you guys because I love you. So.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and check out our other videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great evening, afternoon, morning.
Have a great day, folks.
All that good stuff.
See you later.
Good night.
Bye.